Hey everyone, yes, I am using the Kindle Fire HD6, as you could probably tell. The reason being is because yes, this is 1080p, but it's not as smooth as what this provides right here. So it may not be as smooth. But anyway, thought I'd get something off my chest for a little bit. A couple months ago, I talked about how the Hub network, and I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. But I talked about how the Hub network was being rebranded into Discovery Family and what the plans originally were to rebrand it. Now, here's the thing. I've noticed, and I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I seem to have noticed that lately the Hub network isn't not the Hub, the Discovery Family, isn't exactly going with what it originally was planning to do. It looks like it's going more back into the style of the Hub. Now, I'm not saying that's entirely true, but it seems like I've noticed as we get closer into spring break, Easter break, resurrection break, if you will, and more into that basically that spring break motif, and as a lot of people would look at it, and as well as getting ready to go into summer in the next few months. I seem to notice that Discovery Family's adopting more of that hub mentality again. And what that means is it looks like you're getting more cartoons, more animated stuff, and more stuff that people actually associate the hub with than you do with what they originally planned to do with Discovery. Now, like I said, I'm not saying that's entirely true or that's entirely the case, but it looks like that. But in my opinion, that's what it looks like. Why do I say that? I'll give you, I'll give you, I'll give you an idea. You see, as I've mentioned, and as it was talked about when this transition was happening, um, the hub, when it was transitioning into Discovery Family, was going to be sort of, I guess, 50% each way, if you will. Like basically from, in my case, 2 a.m. in the morning to basically about 2 p.m. Come on, get my dog. Hold on. Well, like I said, from about like I said, from about 2 a.m. in the morning Pacific time to about 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Pacific time, basically a 12-hour ratio, we would have nothing but cartoons, and that's great. But the problem was the time slot wasn't working very well. Now you might say, well, that's enough time, Brian. I mean, a 12-hour ratio is fine. Yeah, that's fine. But imagine if you're somebody coming home. Was the last thing you wanted to see was something along the lines of, this is how the pyramids were made. This and that and this and that and the basically stuff you've already just gotten out of learning about. I mean, do you honestly want to come home and see more about that? No. Which it obviously seems to me that they're kind of trying to fix now because it looks like, from my opinion, it looks like, um, again, my opinion, it looks like that they're starting to remedy that. They're starting to fix that by placing movies now around the after school hour. Now, what I'm saying is that it seems to me that after, when we hit basically 1 o'clock, because it used to be 12, now it's mainly 10 hours, but when we hit that 1 o'clock, we get about 2 hours of what they originally were planning to do in the transition. But now, when we hit about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, we're starting to get more family-oriented or kid-oriented movies. Yeah, we're starting to get movies now in its place. And again, I'm not sure if this is just a temporary fix or what's going on, but it seems to me, in my opinion, that the Discovery networks are realizing that they shouldn't have changed this whole situation with the hub. You know, they shouldn't have changed the situation with Hasbro. They should have just stuck to the guns and left it as it is. And I think as we get closer into spring break, Easter break, resurrection break, no matter how you look at it, and like I said, I don't know if this is just a temporary fix because it seems to me, like I said, it looks like they're getting themselves prepared. They're trying to figure something out because I think they realize as we get into that spring break, Easter break, resurrection break, and we get into the summer, that more people, that more, not people, but more kids are going to be out. And I don't think kids are going to want to spend the summer afternoons or the summer days, let's say it's raining out there, watching educational stuff that they're trying to take a month and a half or 2 month break from, or maybe even a week or 2 week break from. I don't think they're going to want to sit back and watch that. Do you? So, in my opinion, I think what's going to happen, honestly, is Discovery is going to have to adopt the hub network formula again. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion on it. I think that's what they're going to have to do, or at least adopt some kind of formula that's similar. You know, that's very similar. Because, like I said, I seem to notice that even though the 12-hour block that they used to have is now just 10 to 11 hours, 10 to 11 hours, that you're getting less of what they originally were planning to do and more of that family oriented stuff. Now, again, like I said, I'm not trying to say that that's the entire plan, but when you have like I said, if I can find it here. Here you go. It's 8:13 here, and right now what they're showing is Superman 3, and then afterwards it's Batman and Robin, The Karate Kid, Batman and Robin again, and then they go into the little what is it, Ocean Mysteries with Jeff Cohen for about an hour and a half, and then from 2 a.m. all the way, I'm trying to find this, to basically 2 p.m. So yeah, it is 12 hours, but sometimes it looks like they go to 10 hours. So basically between 10 and 12 hours, they show nothing but the shows that had been introduced with the Hub Network. From G.I. Joe, the one I grew up on, and Transformers Prime, of course, which is the newer version, well, one of the more newer versions, and Rescue Bots and all that. They still have Gem in there. Of course, they have MLP FIM, They have Tiny Toons. They have Pound Puppies, Sabrina, Littlest Pet Shop. They still have all those there. But then for an hour, they show, from 2 to 3, they show Factory Made, which is which is basically a 30-minute documentary. Then they're going to show Dinosaur, which is a Disney film, and then they go into it looks like trying to see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They go into 5 hours. They go into about 5 hours of documentary stuff, basically Dinosaurs and the Untold Story. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, and it's obviously it's new. It's this year, and then they do that for another 2 hours, which again is a documentary, but it's new, so it came out just this year. So they do that for another let's see, 11. See, another 1, 2, 3. So basically, we get 3 hours out of that, and we get 3 hours out of that, and combined with the 5 hours between that, you're basically getting 8 hours of documentary stuff. But then you add the ocean deal, you get about 6 hours compared to the 12, right? Now you might say, well, that still favors them. Yeah, but I want you to take a look at what's during the day. Take a look at what's on during the day. Exactly. You're looking at mostly documentary educational stuff. How many kids during the summer or spring break are going to want to see that? Not many. Which is why it's telling me, in a sense, and then you take a look at what they're airing today from Superman, Batman, Karate Kid. But like I said, I'm trying to get back. What was it? Get back to the game. Get back to the game. There we go. No, I have Wichita State, Kansas on, but what I'm trying to say, and I didn't mean for that to happen. Come on. Here we go. Well, they got Superman, Batman, and all that, but then they change it up a little bit, and okay, now we get back into the regular stuff by Tuesday. So yeah, they still do it, but in a sense, you kind of look at that one thing on Monday, and obviously, of course, they're doing it for the dinosaur documentary. I get that. And now they're doing Disney stuff and all that, but there's still, again though, you can kind of see the change happening a little bit. You can see the change happening. And I know that may not make a lot of sense to some people watching, but you see the change happening. You see something happening here. And this is why, to me, it looks like, because, I mean, look what they're doing for today. Look at what they're doing on the weekends. Look what they're doing on Mondays or whenever. This tells me, in a sense, that they know something's going to happen. And I believe during the summer or the spring break, during the spring and summer breaks, it's a possibility, it's just my opinion, that they're going to take their animated schedule and they're going to hopefully switch it around to where you get a lot more during the day than you would than you would when it's originally scheduled. Now, I'm not saying them having a 12-hour block is not unfair. In fact, they're dominating Discovery Family when it comes to that. But the problem is they have to step aside for basically 12 hours of stuff that bores kids to death. Yet, I mean, tomorrow's a good, tomorrow's an exception with Dinosaur. But the thing is, like I said, it bores kids to death because they're like, why are we watching this Why are we watching something educational and documentary-wise? We just dealt with this stuff in school. Why do we have to want to watch it during this time or during spring break or summer break? They don't, and nobody would. Nobody would. People want a break from that. So this is what tells me something. You take a look at what they're doing during the weekends. You kind of see that slowly transitioning into the weekdays. Something tells me that during the spring break and mostly during the summer, you're going to see a transition and a change in Discovery Family. And it's going to be a change that people are going to like, to the point that I think Discovery networks are going to have a problem on their hands. They're going to be like, okay, fans like this, but what do we do? How do we deal with this? And to me, I think they're going to realize, maybe we need to go in that direction. I'm telling you guys, it looks like to me, yes, right now it's still the same, but you kind of see that slow transition, that slow change to something that fans want, to something that fans have been begging for, have been wanting since the beginning, and now they're going to get it. In my opinion, this spring break and mostly in the summer, you're going to see a change at Discovery Family. It's going to be a change for the better. Believe you me. So, that's all I'm going to say. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll talk to y'all later.